What's up, guys? It's Ryan TTM. It has been way too long, but I've gotten a ton of returns in the mail here in the last, I'd say, few weeks since I've been off. I'd say probably like 50 plus. So just wanted to share some of those with you. I've been sending like crazy. I've kind of been all over the map a little bit, but I'll let you know how I've kind of found my groove here a little bit. But by all over the map, I mean I found I was basically buying like old lots of cards, and then I would just go down the list and see which guy signed, which didn't. So I had a lot of onesies out. Maybe I had a double of a guy, but it was more just, oh, let's see how many different players I can get. But now I'm starting to stick to guys that I want to like resend to consistently that I know are pretty good. Maybe up my game and send them like a jersey card with a specific Sharpie. But let's get into these ones I got here. So, yep, this is my last few weeks here. So pulled them all out of the envelopes. So I figured we could get right into it here. Mostly cards, but some are just like printouts that I have because maybe at the time I didn't have cards of them, or they're just like a player where they might not have had a card for that team, so I want to get something specific. So, but here's a return, another return from John Wall. It's kind of like a custom pick that I had. I didn't have any cards of him at the time, but still pretty cool. Sign right there. So John Wall's a pretty good current all-star returner, let's call him that, because a lot of the current players, I don't know, they just don't return. So when you find the ones that do, so there's Rudy Gobert, Dirk Nowitzki, there's some others sprinkled in there, but yep. Next up is Gene Shue, formerly of the Pistons, maybe another team, but had some customs for him. So there's Gene Shue. That's one. I think he was 4 of 4. It's another custom picture, Gene Shue, Pistons. Number 3, I've had him sign a couple of these. I just think it's kind of cool. It's basically like a photo. I'm not printing cards anymore. I'm actually either getting real cards, or if it's a player where they just don't, like Gene Shue, I think he only had like one Pistons card. I mean, given the era that he played in. So with him, I try to find like just really cool old photos for print offs and stuff. That one's I put that one in color. I think it was in black and white maybe. But yeah, so there's Gene Shue. Another good returner is Barry Melrose. Now Barry Melrose played for like the Red Wings. I'm from Michigan. He played for the Red Wings like 1 year or something like that, or it's like their farm team or something at the time. It was like the Red Adirondacks or something. So there's one of two, Barry Melrose, and another one in the Wings. Mr. Melrose, he's a good signer. Pretty much most of these guys I've got here are either one-timers that are good signers, or they're just heavy hitters. Here is old Jets player Steve Tannen, 2 of 2. Sorry for the gloss there, guys. We'll get in there. He's signed with pen, so it's a little janky, but nonetheless, Steve Tannen. Alrighty. Next is old John Keyworth there. Not too bad. Alright. Old Broncos player. Another old player, Dave Wilcox. I was watching one of the guys I subscribed to, and he had a Dave Wilcox, and I was like, oh, I'm going to get one of those. Or I've got one coming, so when it came in. So these were old football. A lot of these were old football cards that I just said I went through recently, and so they're a lot of onesie twosies. And a lot of the older guys, they sign in like ballpoint pen, unfortunately, unless you like send them a Sharpie. But I'm just like, all right, whatever. Looks like an old Bengals All-Pro, Tommy Casanova. Yeah, sorry for the glare there, guys. It's really bad, but yeah, I think it's just reflecting off of the there. No, we'll put it over there and you can see it better. Workaround. Larry Marshall. Old safety for the Eagles there. Put his number on there. It's nice. We'll get that to kind of sharpen up a bit there, maybe. Alright. One of my favorite players to send to. He's pretty fast and pretty consistent. It's Adrian Dantley. I like to send Pistons of him if I have it. He just put Hall of Fame. He didn't put his year, but that's fine. So, and then a couple on the Mavericks. There's one. I usually send about 3 to him at a time. So I just got a bunch of his. I bought like a lot of Adrian Dantley cards, like off eBay or something. So I'm going to start getting those out to him. Probably get creative with him because I know he's a consistently good, fast signer. So maybe I'll send him like a jersey card because I know that he's consistent and he's fast. So I don't mind taking risks on those types of players. But if it's a player maybe I've only gotten one return on, or the return took a really long time to get to me, those are ones where I get a little antsy if I'm sending them like a really nice card that I'm like a jersey card or something. All right. Next up, I think I might break this up into a couple videos because I got a lot here. This is a lot the last few weeks, but I was going crazy. So Randy Jackson, old Bears player, not to be confused with American Idol Randy Jackson. But yeah, Black Sharpie, 2 of 2 for him. So again, I had some doubles in those old football cards that I bought, but it was mostly just a single. But hey, I mean, if it's guys that sign, I don't mind sending one card to them. Might be the only one I send to them, just because it's like I don't, have a lot of older cards. Roy Gorella, he's a former Steelers kicker. Don't be afraid to jump on any of these guys either. I mean, if it gives you any ideas. So I've basically been on that sports collector site. Just, I had a bunch of cards and I just start looking them up, unless it's a player I know signs. Old Packers quarterback, Scott Hunter, 101. Really good signer. I'm more into the basketball, so I like to get the. That's kind of what I'm owning lately. If I'm gonna consistently own a craft, I like to own basketball. I mean, to each their own. Some people it might be football, some people it might be baseball mostly. The only tough thing about basketball that stinks for someone like me is there's just less players that sign because there's less players that have gone through the league over the years. So when you think about football and baseball, there's just bigger rosters. So over the course of decades, you're going to have more players, which equals more opportunities for players that sign, versus basketball, where there's, over the decades, not as many players go through those leagues, so you just don't have as many people to pick from. The percentage is less. So with less players comes less percentage of those that sign. So for me, it's about finding those guys that sign, finding the ones that are really consistent, and then I just keep sending to them. And it's really nice, especially if they'll take 3 cards maybe, because then, yep, here comes another 3, here comes another 3. So, but like I said, if I'm going to send them a jersey card, then I kind of go special on that, and I only send them that one card with maybe like a special Sharpie or something like that, and a bubble mailer, so it's like really specific, hey, I just want this one card signed like really well, and then all the rest of them that I send you that are just base cards, I just sign those however you want to. So, alright, when this video hits the 10-minute mark, I'll kind of bust it up and do 2 videos here. So, but back to basketball now. So I've got some basketball guys. Hall of Famer Cliff Hagan. He put Hall of Fame 78 on there. It's kind of hard. He had like a thin Sharpie. So there's 101 Cliff Hagan. Got 3 more back from Larry Nance. Larry Nance is a good signer. That one's kind of hard to see because he signed it in the dark area. That was like a slam dunk one. But then here's a old Hoops card and another old Hoops card. I like that one because it's got David Robinson in it. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. I'm trying to get this to show up better, but having a little trouble today. So, all right, there's Larry Nance. He's a good signer as well, so in case you need to know. Coach Bobby Knight. He's a good one. I just don't have cards of him at all, so I basically had just like printouts, kind of cool photos. He does like best wishes, Ryan, Bob Knight. He's a pretty good signer, pretty fast. He's actually really fast. He's like a week at the most. Another football player here. Older cards again, that lot that I got. Conrad Dobler. He's a former, was that guard for the Cardinals? This guy was cool. He's a former punter for the Bengals. Signed in ballpoint, though. Yeah, that's all right. Dave Lewis. He sent a cool note that said Ryan, thanks for remembering. And then he signed it again. So Dave Lewis. So that's pretty cool. He's like one of those guys where he's like, wow, I've probably been out of the league for a few decades or more now, and he's like, that's cool that somebody, maybe he doesn't get a lot of cards. I noticed players like that where on the website they'll be like they sign, but maybe the last time somebody sent to them it hasn't been a few months. So because a lot of players it'll show waiting, like they have a couple out and they just haven't returned yet. But for some guys it's like you're the next in line, like the last entry on there has been returned, and so and he might not have a lot. He might only have like 20 hits, and it's like, wow, better send to that guy. He's probably feeling lonely. I mean, no offense, I'm just saying, like, it's like, oh, well, that's cool. He's probably like, some players, they probably enjoy that, and they wish they would get more fan mail, but maybe they just don't get enough. I don't know. They're just kind of, they probably maybe just feel like they're just lost in the shuffle or something, a lot of these older players. So it's cool to get some old cards and run through them, run through the list, and see who signs, and just start chucking, sending away at them. So let's see, this is a middle linebacker, old Packers middle linebacker, sorry, Jim Carter. Pretty cool signature there. 1 of 1. Oh, this one was pretty cool. And then I'll stop here and split it up. Old Vikings linebacker Roy Winston said, Ryan, good luck in your collecting, I believe. And then he signed it on the other side. So that's pretty cool. And I think maybe he thought it smeared a little bit, but he also, so I stuck it in the back there. He also signed my note that I put in there too. He signed the back of it with like the same thing, because maybe he thought that was going to smear, because it kind of did look like it was about ready to smear on there, probably whatever kind of pen he had. But yeah, oh, he said, good luck on your collection. That's pretty cool, you know? I swear, if I was like a former athlete, that's probably how I would be. I'd be like, oh, this is cool. People send you cards, and they're fans, and they want your autograph. I think that's kind of cool. Yeah, guys, so I'm going to stop it here. We'll do 2 of 2. I promise I'll do part 2. I think I've had a video where I was going to do part 2, and I just didn't, because these videos get so long. I get kind of talking, and I've just got a ton here to share. So, all right, this will be part 1. Thanks.